wrestling fans, and this classic battle of two up-and-coming stars proves that there's new wrestling talent all over the world. In Osaka, Japan now, it's going to be Tony Sinclair going up against Keiji Muto. And this should promise to be a great match indeed. Both of these youngsters relatively new in the sport of professional wrestling. Muto, of course, extremely well respected already in his young career. Wrestled in the United States and was very quickly dubbed the Black Ninja by the United States press corps. Tony Sinclair, a very, very popular youngster, trying to widen his degree of experience by traveling around the world, making his first tour of the Orient, and is facing a real tough youngster in this opening match. Sinclair in the blue trunks, Muto in the black trunks. They lock up, collar and elbow, and it's St. Clair driving Muto back into the ring ropes. Let's check on the break. Good, clean break. I think both of these youngsters have a lot of respect for each other. On wrist lock into a very quick wing over takedown by St. Clair. And again, St. Clair, this time bottomless wrist lock with a lateral drop. And again, Muto feels the sting of that canvas on his back. Muto now, head standing out of that, catches a beautiful drop kick, and St. Clair has to be looking at this man and saying, wow, where'd he come from?
We're going to Kiki.
Side headlock now by St. Clair into a hip lock takedown, maintains the side headlock. Thus far, the referee has had a relatively easy time with it, because both of these men have been observing the rules. However, it'll be interesting to see which, if either of them, takes the first shortcut. Off the ropes. Good shoulder smash by St. Clair. St. Clair now up and over his man as Muto drops to the canvas. This time it was Muto waiting for his man, caught him with a high hip toss, and then very quickly crashes down across the chest, using that elbow very effectively. But you notice how quickly St. Clair was able to power away from it. Both of these men about the same height, about the same weight, and about the same muscular definition and conformation. Kept in tight on that one, almost had him in a power takedown situation. See what Muto does now as he's caught in that side headlock. St. Clair taking advantage of the situation here, obviously planning his, dropped that head back a little bit too far. Muto got that leg up and around it, almost broke the hold. Couldn't quite get the leverage that he was looking for, however. Again, keeping the side headlock, the referee in there checking. Want to see if Muto wished to concede, but Muto is not that kind of a competitor. He does not. Beautiful move by Muto as he catches his man, rolling backslide, and Muto powers away from it as he realized the strength of St. Clair's legs, and he could not hold on to his man. Now Muto very quickly goes into a snapmare after a series of percussions to the back of the head. Rear chin lock now by Muto. He's got the pressure on him. Sacrifices that to really put some punishment into the thoracic area of the back. Now an Irish whip once again. St. Clair comes off the ropes, caught with a flying drop kick by Muto, and Muto now moves in on a, could be going for a single leg Boston Crab. Let's see if he moves into it. He's got him caught partially in position, but all right, St. Clair got a hold of those ropes, and so Muto very quickly broke it up. Now comes down against those femoris muscles high on the thigh of Muto. So let's watch St. Clair very quickly. My Japanese compatriots are concerned about Muto at this particular point in time, as you can probably hear in the background. But it is St. Clair who gets the side headlock once again. They, of course, cross on the opposite side of the ring, bringing this action to you, and a good high backdrop by Muto, and St. Clair literally booted right over the top rope. Automatic disqualification, and look at Muto go over the top rope. Muto going over the top rope. It was not a disqualification. The match is continuing. Muto in an absolutely suicidal move, hurtling over that top rope, but St. Clair was man enough to take the punishment, and now St. Clair hooks the ankle, brings Muto outside the ring, and St. Clair trying to pay his man back in spades if he can. Hurdles him into that iron barrier outside the ring. Muto coming up very slowly. He has been stunned, no question about it. And St. Clair for the first time in this match, and now Muto And you could see that evidence of anger on his face, and that could be a fatal mistake. High vertical suplex. St. Clair trying to go for a pinning combination with a lateral press, and Muto in trouble here as St. Clair. Now developing even more and more confidence, uses the back of the elbow very effectively under the chin of Muto. Muto again able to power out before the count of 3. Started to go for a side chancery, changed his mind, Irish whip, used the lariat, caught Muto coming across. That forward momentum really injurious to Muto, and so St. Clair is steadily trying to wear down this sensational Japanese warrior. Catches him once again, a beautiful bolo-like forearm, and a high knee lift into the jaw of Muto. Now watch St. Clair bring him up, full body slam. Once again lateral press, and once again Muto able to power away from it. A tough situation indeed for both of these competitors. Reversal here by St. Clair. St. Clair now hooks a left hand into the midsection of Muto. Now he is caught with an Irish whip, and here comes Muto.
Beautiful.
Brings him up into a full, let's see what he, no, sets him for a backdrop. A backbreaker rather, sets him for a backbreaker, and there he comes in that patented move of his as he came hurtling off the top rope. But St. Clair, in a tremendous burst of second energy, was able to power out before the killer count of 3. Now catches him with the elbow. St. Clair retaliates, and again Muto now is able to power away. Both of these men possessing great second effort. Beautiful move as he ducks to one side, rolls his man in, gets an inside cradle, or an outside cradle rather, and scores the pinfall. The name conjures up thoughts of wrestling pandemonium. He's been ripping apart rings throughout the southern parts of the United States for years. He and his brutal partner